What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are backing out with an Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be a rarely used tier battle against Andrew, somebody I battled off a Discord. Now today, I'm using a pretty fun team. It has a Mega Abomasnow, Weakness Policy Rhyperior, Dual Screens Jolteon, Weakness Policy Milotic, a very interesting Long Reach Decidueye set, which doesn't use Long Reach at all, but I have Long Reach on the moveset just for clickbait, and I'm using Dragalge. My opponent's team is pretty threatening for Alligator, and Lycanroc Dusk form, or Dawn, whatever it form's called, is super annoying to play against, and you know, it just hurts pretty hard. But it's kind of cool to see it being RU because it really wasn't used in the UU tier at all. So my opponent ends up with the Lycanroc form, as I lead up with my Nunu, my Mega Abomasnow. So I don't really have the greatest lead matchup in the world, and Lycanroc will easily destroy me with the Stone Edge, or the rock, or the signature Z move Lycanroc gets. So I'm hoping my opponent doesn't have that Z move, just because I really don't feel like cutting it out, because YouTube has just been smiting me when it comes to Z moves lately. So I bring in my Rhyperior here, and my opponent's gonna go for the Z move. See, the Z move does absolutely nothing to me, and yeah, a little unfortunate for my opponent. Thankfully, I did decide to switch out. I was fearful of the Sword Stance, but thankfully I did make the right call and switched into Rhyperior. So now I'm expecting my opponent to switch out of his Lycanroc, so I actually pull a switch into Dragalge, anticipating like his Dhelmise to come up, but he goes for a double Stone Edge, predicting me to double switch, and I'm just like, oh wow, well played, bro. I mean, that must have been the only reason why he went for double Stone Edge, right? Because why else would you go for Stone Edge against Rhyperior? Because now he goes for a Drill Run, and he did tell me before the battle started he's going to do whatever it takes to avoid Weakness Policy, even if it means for going for resisted attacks against Rhyperior. So, I mean, unfortunately, Naomi does get, you know, destroyed because he made a bad prediction, whatever. I mean, usually you wouldn't stay in with Lycanroc against Rhyperior, but I guess my opponent is a unique specimen. My opponent's going to go for Fire Fang now. I don't know why. I guess he really doesn't want me to activate Weakness Policy, but going for resisted attacks is not how you win battles, ladies and gentlemen. That is why Weakness Policy is so solid. But yeah, we're able to knock out that massive Lycanroc, which is really good for my Mega Abomasnow. In comes Espeon, the Mellow, and I was unable to get a Rock Polish off. I'm still going to preserve my Rhyperior because it could be useful for later, so I'm going to bring in Takumi here, my Decidueye, as my opponent's letting me go for a Dazzling Gleam this time. I'm not too sure what he was predicting there, but we're able to tank that because Decidueye is pretty bulky. I'm actually running a Roost set, which you guys are going to be really surprised by this Decidueye set. So my opponent's going to go for Psychic here, as I'm actually just going to go for the, well, I'm going to eat my berry first. I am Citrus Berry because this set has a curse on it, and I'm going to reveal I have curse because I'm actually a Spirit Jackal curse set. Now this moveset's absolute garbage, but yeah, I mean, hey, it has Long Reach on it, so Long Reach clickbait, there you go, guys. I used Long Reach Decidueye. We're gonna curse the Espeon, so Espeon's gonna lose some health each turn, and now I'm able to bring in Azula here, my Jolteon, which happens to be a male instead of a female, so the reference is kind of like, yikes, not a good reference. But now I'm gonna go for Thunderbolt, and Espeon lives at like 1 hit point, go figure, and now my opponent's able to go for a Dazzling Gleam and not knock me out, and he's just gonna get knocked out by Life Orb. So Curse Decidueye actually did nothing in this battle. Maybe I'll be able to use it at a future point, but my opponent's team pretty much made it so I couldn't really use a Curse Decidueye because he had no trappable walls outside of Porygon 2, but since Spirit Jackal doesn't have Porygon 2, not really the greatest. But now I'm going to go for Toxic with my Jolteon, as my opponent reveals to be a Curse Porygon 2, so a lot of cursing in this battle. Please don't demonetize me, YouTube. So we're going to Curse, get an attack and defense raise. I do believe Curse is a transfer move from Generation 2, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to go for Reflect because I am a dual screen Jolteon. Don't ask me why I have dual screens on my Jolteon, okay? Just accept it. So my opponent happens to have Facade, so I'm like, oh, I kind of toxiced him and gave him boosted Facade, and now I'm happy that I kept my Rhyperior because now I know he's a curse, so I'm able to bring in Rhyperior. I know I'm not going to be able to really touch him, but I know the same's going to go with him. I go for Stone Edge trying to get a crit, but unfortunately we do miss the Stone Edge as he's going to go for Facade. Do very little damage even though he has the boosted, you know, Facade at +1. Rhyperior is very bulky, and he's only hit this Rhyperior with resisted attacks, so I mean, he's not going to be able to kill me with resisted physical attacks. Not when Rhyperior has base 130 defense or 140 or something absurd like that. Facade's not going to knock me out, and we're able to whittle down this Porygon 2 so the rest of my team doesn't get damaged. I'm not too sure why it's named Pidgey. I'm assuming it's because he like did the Gen 2 glitch where you could like transform Pokemon into other Pokemon. I don't really know how that glitch works. I haven't really played Generation 2 to be honest. Like I played Heart Gold till Silver, but to be honest, I didn't really play the Generation 2 games all that much. In comes Feraligatr, and I'm pretty much forced to sack off my Rhyperior, except I decided to preserve it for some odd reason, probably for Death Fodder. That was the only reason why I could see myself saving it. I also have Reflect active, so I can easily pivot into like an Ice Punch or a Liquidation and go from there. My opponent's gonna go for the Liquidation, and since I'm not in Mega Abomasnow form yet, it's still gonna do a reasonable amount, but thanks to Reflect, we're able to tank it reasonably well. And Mega Abomasnow is looking like a big threat to his team right now because all he has left is Feraligatr, Dhelmise, and Mega Ampharos, all of which get destroyed by Blizzard/Giga Drain. So now I'm gonna Mega Evolve, expecting my opponent to want to switch out. He's gonna go for the Crunch, and surprisingly, I thought that he would want to switch into Dhelmise there, so I go for Blizzard, but I guess I'm staying in. Makes a little bit of sense because he doesn't really have a switch into Mega Abomasnow to begin with. So me going for Blizzard there was a little bit of a misplay. I keep making these really big over predictions that I probably shouldn't be, like that double switch against Lycanroc, but to be fair, like most people would have switched out of their Lycanroc against Rhyperior there, but I guess he just wanted to sack it off, and I kind of outplayed myself. Whatever, I'm gonna go for Giga Drain here. He's gonna go for Dragon Dance for some odd reason, maybe thinking I'm not gonna go for Giga Drain, and we're gonna knock out the Feraligatr. So down goes Feraligatr to the Giga Drain, and my opponent's gonna bring in the Dhelmise now, and I'm not trying to take an Anchor Shot because Anchor Shot will destroy me with the Steelworker ability, and this is what I was very afraid of. This is like the only thing that can really stop me Mega Abomasnow, so I'm gonna sack off my Rhyperior. This is exactly why I preserved it, because having Death Fodder is always nice to have. My opponent's gonna go for the Anchor Shot, another trapping move, so we actually have the Ghost Grass trapping grass types, which is pretty funny how they made two Ghost Grass typings in the same gen with two different trapping moves. I'm sure that was intentional. Now I'm gonna bring in Katara here, my Milotic, and I'm gonna go for the Ice Beam here, see how much damage we can do as we do very little, and I know I can easily tank a Seed Bomb or Power Whip with Reflect Up. My opponent's gonna go for Shadow Claw, trying to avoid Weakness Policy even more, because Weakness Policy, he said that he was gonna avoid Weakness Policy, make it so I'm not gonna activate Weakness Policy and one on my battles, which is fair enough, but I mean, when you don't go for super effective attacks against Pokemon, I mean, you're still putting yourself at a disadvantage regardless. So either way, you're still at a disadvantage. So I don't really understand why, but whatever. I'm just gonna go for Ice Beam, knock out Dhelmise, and all my opponent has left is Mega Ampharos, and I am max speed, max special attack, Milotic, and between competitive and weakness policy, Milotic is pretty much guaranteed to boost every battle. I'm gonna go for the recovery here because I figured no reason not to. I'm probably gonna die with Thunderbolt, but I'm not gonna really touch Mega Ampharos. He decides not to Mega Evolve to avoid Ice Beam, super effective damage. Gonna go for the Thunderbolt. He thought he could not activate weakness policy, but we're gonna activate our weakness policy. Oh, you tried to avoid it, but there's no avoiding this balanced ass item. Now I'm gonna go for the Surf because I know my opponent's not gonna Mega Evolve in fear of the Ice Beam. So I'm gonna go for Surf here, do a lot of damage to the Ampharos. Now he's gonna knock me out with the Thunderbolt. So down goes my Milotic, and yeah, unfortunately Katara is gonna go down. But now I'm able to bring in my new here, my Mega Abomasnow, and I know I should be able to tank pretty much any move besides like a Focus Blast from Mega Ampharos. I could probably take it from regular Ampharos, but Mega Ampharos, I don't see it being very likely. I'm gonna go for the Ice Shard here, just on the off chance he does Mega Evolve and go for Focus Blast, I'll be able to knock him out. But he decides to stay in a regular form, has Power Jump for some reason, and yeah, we're going to be able to survive that pretty easily, and Ice Shard will be able to do it from here. So I'm going to go for the Ice Shard, knock out the Ampharos, and we're able to win just with Mega Abomasnow remaining. So down goes the Ampharos. That's going to be a good game against Andrew, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle, because it was a pretty good battle against Andrew. I had a lot of fun. If you guys enjoyed this Wi-Fi battle and really want to support my channel, let me know by leaving a like on the video, as it's without a doubt the greatest way to show your support towards my channel, and it's always appreciated, guys. I really do appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me lately, all the new subscribers I've received recently. I really do appreciate all of you guys. Your support honestly makes my day so much better, and I really love you guys. Anyways, the question of the day is going to be, what are your thoughts on Lycanroc Dust form in RU? Is it a solid Pokemon, or is it just, meh? Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about Lycanroc Dusk form in the rarely used tier, because I've yet to even use this Pokemon in Ultra Sun and Moon, so I have no idea how strong it is. I feel like it's decently strong because Tough Claws Accelerock, that Z move, I feel like it's good, but maybe it's not that good. I feel like there's a lot of Pokemon that can wall it, but I feel like it has a nice little sweeping niche in the rarely used tier for sure. I can't see it dropping any more. I can't see it dropping to never used. Cannot see it, but maybe it will. I mean, Slowbro did, so I guess anything is possible. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on Lycanroc Dustform in the rarely used tier. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching till the end of the video. I'll check you guys next time. Bye.